Shit. Good evening. Just give me a second. Just cleaning my glasses. So I can see the bullshit very clearly. Damn it. Okay, well, let me just talk while I do this, because this is going to be a minute. Anyway, CinemaSins came out with Everything Wrong with Joker video, and it's about what you expect it to be. I only saw like the first minutes before deciding to roast it myself, but the first minute is so off base and just it's terrible. And the thing is, I used to be a fan of CinemaSins. I was like, oh well, it's like some legitimate criticisms mixed in with some, uh, obviously really obtuse jokes. Like it's clearly being purposely obtuse and getting shit wrong for the sake of entertainment or whatever. That's what I thought at first, at least. And then after a while, you're like, okay, you're probably full of shit. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. We're back. Oh, we're back. It just, I don't know. It just went out. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. I believe. I mean, just the first few minutes of the stream, and I already went out. Anyway, yeah, like I said, this isn't CinemaSins isn't really a character. It's just the name of his channel. Like he sins movies, like I said, he mixes in humor with it. But there's supposed to be some kind of truth in it. It's not willfully obtuse humor like this. Like I said, like the Cinema Snob. It's not a character. It's just him. So like over the years, I've softened. Like I've tried to defend him on certain shit. I think there was one director who went after him for a shitty movie, and I defended CinemaSins then. But after a while, it's just okay. You're like his bullshit. It wears on you. Like at a certain point, you're like, oh well, as long as he doesn't like attack a movie I like, I'm fine with it. As long as he just goes after shitty ones, or at least he just toes the line between, like, okay, like, are you being serious or is this a joke? Like, ugh. My whole history with CinemaSins is just fucking frustrating. But yeah, he came out with some takes on Joker, and they're fucking bad. So we're gonna be looking at that. I'm hoping the fucking stream doesn't go out again. Hold on, let me see how everything's doing here. Oh, that doesn't look kosher, but I think we'll be okay. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna close some tabs. Just a few tabs so we can do this. Alright, let me turn this down a bit. Turn it down.
You know, a retro logo loses its effect when a Warner Media plug shows up at the bottom of the screen.
It's barely fucking noticeable. It's barely noticeable! I didn't even notice it until, like, there's certain shit that, like, reviewers or people who talk about cinema, like, they point out that you didn't notice until they pointed it out. Like, can you really say it's a legit criticism if it's something that's so small and a nitpick, basically. Can you really like count that as like a legitimate criticism? Whatever.
I'm not out that long to smell it, but I think to look at it, it's terrible.
It's rare for a movie to include critical reviews about itself anywhere, much less at the very beginning.
Wait, what that old lady say again? Let's listen to that.
Rare for a
again.
movie to include critical
Damn it.
shows up at the bottom of the screen.
I'm not out that long to smell it, but I think to look at it, it's terrible.
It's rare for a movie to include critical reviews about itself anywhere, much less at the very beginning.
Yeah, see, it's like little jokes like that are supposed to have some kind of truth in it. Like, oh, this movie is genuinely terrible. So clearly, this little blurb of someone saying, "Oh, this is terrible," is supposed to like be a reflection of the film, but it's not. The movie's not terrible, so there's no truth in it. So you're just talking out of your ass, basically.
This is the whole movie right here. He tugs at himself enough, he can see himself as funny. The movie tugs at itself enough, vague setting, obvious references, it can see itself as unique. When you're going out of...
This is the fucking worst criticism. This is the point where I start like drifting off, like, oh, it's that. This is the whole movie right here. Just like no, it's how the fuck do you miss it that badly? It's him trying to be happy and trying to smile through his miserable fucking life. Like it's how? Like I'm telling you, it's now. You know what? Every fucking bad take I've seen about like every video dedicated to bad takes, like people putting out their bad takes about Joker have been like. It's like a Cinema Snob video. Only a Cinema Snob video, he'd be fucking bullshitting. It's a fucking character. And it's meant to be stupid. These motherfuckers actually think they're saying something, like, cerebral about this. Like, oh, this movie isn't that smart. I can see through all the bullshit. You guys are asleep while I'm woke out here with this movie. It's like, This is basically what Cinema Snob is based on. Like, oh god.
See itself as unique. When you're going out of business, why would you spend money on a sign clown? You are going out of business. Stop spending money. Given the movie.
Well, that's just, it's just every criticism is so perplexing because it's either like they misinterpret big shit or they point out little shit that doesn't matter. Like, why would you buy a sign for your store going out of business? They want it because they want to sell all this shit off, and he probably thinks he can make up for what the sign costs with whatever the hell people are going to buy at his store. Have you ever heard of the phrase "spend money to make money"? Like, it's just the stupidest shit you could fucking complain about.
Movie a sin for me never being able to see the film Strip Search. The kind of street youth that would do this are exactly the type of folks to be quickly brainwashed into a violent cult by a charismatic leader loser that goes on TV and fights back. Or is that the point? Also,
what the fuck? That's early. People usually don't get to that shitty gripe until midway through their review. Or midway through their video. I don't... For one thing, like I said, the protesters weren't following Arthur. They were enraged by Thomas Wayne and his flippant behavior towards the poor and disenfranchised of Gotham City. They were not following Arthur. Now, granted, they could have seen him on television and when he shot Murray, and we're like, oh, kind of like this guy, but like, there's also that theory that everything before the asylum scene didn't happen. There's also that little theory that it's all in his head, and he's got a souped up, like, cause like Arthur has he's got a personality disorder. He's got a narcissistic personality disorder. So, of course, he's going to, like, paint himself as the hero in the end of the film. So, that, all that cheering for him could have been in his head. could have been souped up completely. But either way, even if it was real, the people, I've said this before in the Ralph the Movie Maker video I did, they are boosting a guy that they don't like. It's just like that. It's just like that mantra from The Dark Knight. Like they turn to this guy, the desperate turn to this guy they don't understand, and it'll eventually fuck them over in the end. And then of course there's Arthur who soups his head up into thinking, oh, I'm big shit now because I killed this guy, and like he's finally getting he thinks he's getting the love that he always wanted and the admiration he's always wanted from these people, but it's all like false idolization and false love, commingling with each other in that end scene. But whatever. But what I said, couldn't possibly. I'm just a big old dummy who likes this movie, and doesn't understand any of the themes. Everyone who hates this movie are real intelligent people.
So, who goes running after a large group of thieves over a cardboard sign? Is he desperate? Maybe. Is he stupid? I guess so. Most folks would just go back to the boss and say they got robbed. The movie he needs him to get his ass beat, and so he does. But I'm not convinced he had a good reason to run after them into an alley.
Have you ever been poor? Or ever been fired from a job over some bullshit? Because, they're going out of business, but he's a professional clown. He just... he's a professional clown. He just goes around working for people. So I'm guessing he gets paid by word of mouth. Like, he gets referrals from each employer, which works with any job. Like, you have an employer, they put in a good word for you, whatever. You got a better chance of having a job that way. So, when people criticize, oh, why would he go after a sign? Yeah, you have never struggled in your fucking life. You have never, imagine having a company car. You just gonna let it get stolen? You're not gonna do anything to at least try to get it back? Or a company car, or just like a company uniform, and like anything. And you're already struggling, you're already bouncing from job to job because they have such stringent policies that you have to follow as an employee. And I bet you he'll totally skip over the part where where his employer's like, hey, where Arthur tells him about the sign, like, oh, they sold a sign, and then the guy asks, oh my god, it's been a while since I've seen this, I'm drying up. But he tells him, like, oh, they stole the sign, and who says what to who? Fuck, I think the employer said, but they stole the sign, and then some shit. Fuck, yeah, I'm totally blanked on that, but I think he's gonna. The interaction between Arthur and his employer, he's probably going to completely hop over that part. I bet. But people like this, have you ever fucking struggled with anything? And plus, they're kids. It's not like it's a dude with a gun who stole that sign. It was a bunch of kids. He could have taken him if he was a stronger, more competent person, or if he had a weapon. But regardless, that, something from your job you lost, just people who are broke and aren't used to having jobs long term because, like I said, stringent policies, and sometimes people can't follow them. They follow them, but sometimes shit goes wrong and they get fired over some bullshit. It's happened. Believe me, trust me, it's happened. So people are going to make sure. People want to make sure that's job security right there. Because if he loses that sign, he lost that sign, guess what? That's going to get reported back to his employer. He's got a less chance, he's got a weaker chance at getting another job. So, have any of these motherfuckers who have made this criticism ever had a job?
That's what you get for trying to sell stuff! So far, this is my life story. Only instead of a clown costume, I was in a Michael W. Smith t-shirt, and instead of an alley, I was beaten up in the high school bathroom. But otherwise, totally the same. Goddamn movie, your title is so big it makes me think you have a tiny penis. Joker so...
Oh, really? Is that what this sign... it's a little something on my television. But this is what this title sequence tells you? Oh, this fucking... people who made this movie have such tiny penises. What the fuck? Where does that come from? Where the fuck does that come from? This is coming from a guy who doesn't understand why someone might want to not lose equipment from their job. Get the fuck out of here.
Saw a civil war and wanted to engage in a comic book movie giant title war.
And of course, there's the other thing. Comparing it to other comic book movies, like, that's even, like, you can even compare it to fucking Civil War.
Nearly a minute of cry laughing.
Well, we have to tell... The audience needs to know how extensive and how debilitating his disorder is. You fucking jackass. That's why I just go straight into insults, because there's no talking to these people. They make such petty... They make such petty arguments. I just can't take them fucking seriously.
Look, Joaquin is amazing in this movie. I'll take a sin off here and now for it. He rules. All throughout.
Okay, so you put a sin on for the minute he had to do this shit? Yeah, that makes sense.
About this movie, the clocks read 11:11. Is this movie a continuation of Us? Does Arthur have a doppelganger? Is he the doppelganger? Anyway, reading some stuff on the internet says the number 11 can mean anxious, shy, stressed, conflicted, scattered, which seems to fit symbolically. Anyway, all the clocks being 11:11 is a f***ing sin.
Arthur, you're on 7.
You see, I love how he didn't even fucking explain it. He just gave it a sin because whatever the fuck. Oh, someone asked in the chat, how does this video have more likes and dislikes? Because some people love to feel smart. Because plus he has a big fan base. That's another thing. And people with big fan bases, they're gonna love their videos no matter what. It doesn't matter if they're wrong. They're gonna fucking defend it regardless. And so it doesn't matter. Like, it still has a sizable amount of downvotes, but that's because the outside world. The outsiders who aren't their fan base haven't caught up yet. But I'm sure if EFAP covers it and other people start covering it, the downvotes will go way, way up. But like, YouTubers think because they got a lot of subscribers and shit, and because they get a lot of praise from people, think that they're basically like world-renowned stars. Like, no, you are insulated to your fan base. You have ticked boxes. You have ticked the right parts of a specific type of person's brain who like your content. You're not fucking Tom Hanks. You're a YouTuber. Certain people like your shit. So I'm sure he'll probably, like, if someone does get at him on Twitter or whatever, like, tries to criticize him for this video, he'll be like, well, the upvotes don't lie. Like, you got, nigga, you may have like 8 million subscribers, but like I said, that they are 7 billion people in the world. 8 million isn't shit compared to that. Like, look on any music video that has like a lot of fucking likes. Or a lot of views. No, it has a lot of likes. And they'll have like 8 million, like 100 million, or like a couple 100 million likes to, let's say, like 8 million dislikes. And look at that fucking, and look at the like to dislike ratio, like the little bar. And notice like the size difference. Just because you have a large following and your large following likes you does not mean you are correct, or that any of your criticisms are solid. Like, it just it doesn't mean that. It means a lot of people that like your videos are continually liking your videos. But anyway, let's continue.
7 different medications. Surely they must be doing something.
What, lady? Is that really how mental health medicine works? By sheer math?
Apparently you've never taken... Apparently you never... Like, I'm not saying... I haven't been to a shrink, but a lot of people who go to shrinks say, like, shrinks just... like, some shrinks just basically give them medication, just throw shit at a wall and see what sticks. Like, some of this shit should be working. I mean, come on. Like, sometimes you just can't... sometimes mental health isn't a one size fits all type thing. Some people have different issues going on with their brains. How the fuck do you not know this? And that was this little thing. Like I said, he takes little shit and sends it. This is some little stupid shit. And plus, it's explainable. Like if anyone who has ever been to a shrink or taken medication knows that, yeah, that's sometimes that's how it be. Sometimes that's how it be. Sometimes like the people in the mental health professions like just give you shit and just hope something sticks. So hope something works for you. Because not all our brains are the same, Jeremy.
Not bothering my kid.
And this is just common sense. How do you not know this? How do you this dumb? This is what happens when you get too hot on YouTube. Like you could just get dumber.
Everyone compares Joker to a bunch of Scorsese movies. The one it really takes after is I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, in which every person Melanie Linsky runs into is an asshole, or dildos, or faces.
I haven't seen it, but not everyone he comes across as an asshole. So that's a lie.
If I had to walk up this set of stairs every time I went home, I would literally die. Also,
Yeah, it's almost like it's symbolic for something. You fucking idiot. It's almost like it's symbolic for something. Like the long walk through your miserable fucking life. You know, it's almost like it means something. Why would you sin that? These fucking stairs. Sin. Fuck these stairs.
yes, these stairs are real, and in New York City. And I'm adding 10 sins for all the asshats that have turned these stairs into a tourist destination so that regular pedestrians are inconvenienced.
Motherfucker, where have you heard that anyone's inconvenienced by that? By people walking down people taking pictures down some stairs. They're wide stairs, and I'm sure anyone who goes down there waits for the stairs to be cleared out before doing it, because that's kind of the point. Like, you have to, because other people being on the steps while you're doing your little thing, you're taking a little photo for Instagram, would be counterproductive. So, and where the fuck have you... being for all you asshats who've, like, gotten away with the stairs. Like, look, it looks like people barely walk up here. And besides, who would? Who doesn't have a choice? Who has a choice? Like, you have a choice between doing anything else and walking up these stairs. Like I said, I don't think there's a lot of foot traffic going up and down these stairs. That's just me. Like Jeremy, he's such a man of the people, yet he doesn't know how mental health works and how people who struggle work. He's such a man of the people, though. Like, yeah, he gets it.
Also, I wouldn't touch either of those handrails if you paid me $100. Why does this
Okay, that was supposed to be funny, I guess.
apartment complex have a cage around the mail? These mailboxes all have locks and keys. This appears to be the slums. Why the extra money spent on a mail prison cage that isn't even closed all the time?
Maybe because those things get broken into very easily. That's like asking, why are there bars on these windows in the hood? It has locks. You're such an idiot, Jeremy. You're so stupid. Why does your window need bars? Like our windows in this house have bars. Take one fucking guess why. Take one guess why, Jeremy. Oh my god, this is so bad. And we're only 2 minutes into a 19-minute video. Great.
In case you missed the whole thing about the garbage strike at the beginning, and the fact that everyone in Gotham is an asshole, and all the streets lined with garbage everywhere, this movie pounds you with Gotham as a place information. It's almost like all the city's news is being delivered 24/7 by Travis Bickle.
It's Thomas Wayne, Mom. He's a busy man.
Please. I worked for that family for years. The least you could do is write back.
Super not casual Batman references. Super not casual.
That's because, and it's not a Batman reference, it's a Thomas Wayne reference. For one thing, it's Thomas Wayne is a part of the main plot, so why the fuck wouldn't he be mentioned? And he's tied into this family, so super not casual Batman. He's a part of the main plot, you retard.
Casual. Also, if you want me to believe anything this woman...
And it is pretty casual because she's always talking about the motherfucker. Did you watch this movie? she's delusional and like she's obsessed with him, so they're always talking about him. Like some directors make movies under the assumption that the people who are going to watch them have common sense and can read context clues. Holy fucking shit. It's like, no, like I said before in my last bad Joker take video, it's like people who talk shit about this movie can't come up with one solid, concise fucking reason they don't like it.
Says you shouldn't have cast that horrible mother from 6 Feet Under. Kind of a nice touch they made Robert De Niro the Jerry Lewis character in this King of Comedy remake.
So everybody's heard about the super rats that are in Gotham now, right?
Look, Robert De Niro is a legend, and we're lucky to have him, but he is super awkward at comedy. And I can't imagine someone like him or the character he's playing ever getting a late-night talk show.
Have you seen late night talk show nowadays? Late night talk shows? Have you seen them? he is shit. Well, he's the Robert De Niro of late night talk shows, basically. Like, not have you? Oh my God, Jeremy! Does people just have people locked you in a basement? To just make these videos for the rest of your life? Have you been out? Have you seen things? Have you experienced life as it is? I've seen late night talk show hosts nowadays. He is like De Niro in this movie is like the gold standard compared to motherfuckers now. I mean, honestly.
No seriousness, I mean these rats are...
In Arthur's fantasy, he interrupts Murray's monologue, and Murray is flattered enough to bring him on stage. But I like to think Arthur interrupted him because watching Robert De Niro try to do funny monologues is painful.
All that sacrifice.
Uh-huh. This scene was so painful. Not gonna say why. I'm just gonna say it was and just end it there.
She must love you very much.
This not real conversation goes on for...
And keep in mind, this is going on in Arthur's mind, so...
some time. Arthur Fleck dreams about being an audience member called down to the stage on his favorite talk show. Meanwhile, I dream about ninja cows trying to steal my kidneys. Movie accidentally...
funny. Laugh is funny.
Includes footage from day 45 of production of The Machinist. Probably the height of subtlety in this movie is when Arthur accepts a gun from a guy who regularly makes fun of him while everybody plays the fool plays in the background.
Kenny's music.
Oh, that was the most subtle thing in this?
The guy said you disappeared.
See, here's why Arthur should have called his boss to report his ass beating, so that he wouldn't be blamed for not promoting the company he was hired to...
No, your problem with it is that he shouldn't have ran after those kids in the first fucking place. That was your problem with that scene. Like, it's true, yeah, he should have reported that immediately. But that wasn't your problem with that scene. That's not what you said. You said him running after the kids, period, was the sin of that part of the movie. Don't lie. don't backtrack now.
To promote. Instead, he told no one, and now he's going to get reprimanded. Movie inspires Harmony Korine to make a sequel to Trash Humpers called 32 Short Films Shot Near a Ferris Wheel. Seriously, this is...
yeah. Anyone who's that into Harmony Korine, they're the only ones who get that reference.
the staircase to hell. Instead of going down, you have to walk up to get to hell.
Hey.
Yeah, that's kind of the fucking point, Jeremy. Oh, God.
Courtship. Hey, remember when we briefly decided as Americans to cut...
And keeping, yeah, he's kind of like a weird, awkward... He's basically sinning the movie for how the character is supposed to be. Just what the...
Courtship. Hey, remember...
Yeah, he's weird and awkward, Jeremy. It's kind of the point of his fucking character.
When we briefly decided as Americans to cover our home toilet seats in carpet.
Don't you have to be funny to be...
Yeah, why is that the movie's problem? I remember that part of my life very vividly, but why is that like I said, why is that the movie's problem? It's just so dumb.
Comedian?
Half the fan mail I get opens with this exact phrase.
Yeah. That's not even, yeah. I think that's supposed to be like self-aware humor. Like, oh, yeah, people tell me this all the time, but like you send it like it's not true. Like this, like that's, yeah. When it actually is, because I haven't laughed once in this.
Joker stalking. Joking? Joking? This is a great shot. This whole movie is full of great shots. Great acting, great set design. It's one of the most well-made movies I ever hated. Look, I understand Arthur is going...
Like I said, there's no fucking reason to hate this movie. To be like, meh, fine. But to fucking hate it... did fucking Bob Kane rape your mother? Shut the fuck up.
Going to misspell words, but why does he use half instead of have here and use the correct form?
Oh my god! Wait, I don't understand. Arthur is going to misspell words, but why does he use have instead of have? Oh, use the correct. So wait. Like, I understand this character misspells shit, but why does he misspell shit? Why did the old man like having insomnia? Because he didn't have to sleep with his wife. Yeah, because have kind of sounds like half. I used to get this wrong when I was a child. And I'm sure a lot of kids got that wrong when they were kids. Further showing you how childlike Arthur is, because he spells things like a child would. He did not have a good formal education as a child. He still has the mentality of a child, Jeremy. Oh my god. Oh, this character misspells things. I get it. But why does this character misspell things? Ding! I don't get it. Someone explain it to me.
Form of the word having twice. You can't have it both ways, movie. Apparently the manager of the clown...
Well, you did see... Hold on. Go back. You can't have it both ways. Yes, you can. Having doesn't sound like half. Having sounds like having. But have kind of sounds like half. Like I said, I used to get that fucking mixed up when I was a child. You can't have it both ways. Fuck you.
Of the word having twice. You can't have it both ways, movie. Apparently the manager of the clown rental place thought Arthur was the best choice to entertain sick kids at a hospital. This is a guy who has apparently gotten numerous complaints about his performance in the past, so sure,
shit.
He was probably the best option.
Wait, please.
Though, he should have kept that fucking gun in the car or whatever. But like I said, he's a consummate fuck up, this character.
Love this job.
So wait, did the hospital call security or something and kick Arthur out? Has he been wandering the streets until it got dark to call his boss from a payphone? Or did his boss call him and this is the usual payphone he reaches him at? I feel like this payphone scene is all to set up Arthur's subway shootout instead of being a natural place for him to be at this moment.
So, buddy, tell us what's so funny.
Making a parallel to Bernard Getz in this movie opens up a great discussion about Gotham's thirst for heroes in the throes of a growing sickness. But there was a racial element to the Getz shootings, and it was debatable he could even claim self-defense. But this movie strips away a lot of that context and makes Arthur a straight-up victim, and his actions seem justified.
Oh, now we're doing the racial thing. It was very clever of you. They can still take inspiration from a certain thing and still call it an inspiration. Just because they take out, there's a racial element, doesn't fucking matter. It was still a vigilante, because the whole thing about vigilantes is, are they doing it for the right reasons? Are they even doing a good thing? Are they doing it because they're crazy? Or whatever nefarious, other nefarious reason other than heroism. So it doesn't fucking matter, Jeremy, if there is a racial element or not. Oh my god, this is getting me so angry. This is... I think this is worse than Ralph the Movie Maker, because at least, oh my god. I don't know. No, you know what? I think they're equally terrible. But I think this, for some reason, this pisses me off. You know what it is? It's the way these videos are constructed is why this pisses me off. Because it's like, ding! It's so annoying. It's like the way the video is constructed in itself is just like so arrogant. Like, I got you, movie. Ding! Oh, I didn't like this because I didn't understand it. Ding! It's annoying. It grates on your fucking nerves. Anyway, let's keep going.
Even though he does track down one of these dudes and kill him in cold blood. That said, he's a sympathetic character because we see him suffer. It's almost like we're saying the villains in the world all have a good reason for being this way. And remember, this guy becomes the Joker. I don't even know what we're supposed to think about that. Joker.
Oh, it's like when you get down to the root cause of certain people's adverse reactions to this film, it all comes down to this. Why do I have to sympathize with this guy? Why do I have to sympathize with weird, dangerous people? Or why do I have to sympathize with people different from me? Fuck you. I should be able to fucking shun people just for being different or awkward. Fuck you. It always boils down to that. But no one's going to openly admit it because they don't want to look like a piece of shit. But yeah, the way your review, like, it's so obvious by the way this movie is reviewed, the way it's criticized. You just make it more obvious. You, Ralph the Movie Maker, and a couple other motherfuckers. Like, you're just making it so obvious that you hate it because, God forbid, you have to sympathize with someone who is who's kind of fucked up. No, not sympathize, but empathize, because sympathy is like a different story. And wait, did he use sympathize and not empathize? Because it's supposed to be empathize, not sympathize.
Being this way.
Yep, he uses sympathetic. Okay, so yeah.
Remember, this guy becomes the Joker. I don't even know what we're supposed to think about that. Joker definitely fires one shot into the first guy, two into the second, and one into the leg of the third. That's four. Then, when he catches him, he shoots a fifth time, then walks up to the guy and shoots 3 more times. That's 8 bullets. I just don't feel like that gun holds 8 bullets. Man, killing gives you a lot.
Okay, you found one legitimate criticism. One! Congratulations!
A lot of energy. How do you make you're not really a comic?
What the hell is that? He ran really fast. Ding!
Bullets. Man,
this is so aggravating. Let me read the chat right quick. I don't like avoiding you guys for too long. Oh, Mahler and Drinker are here? What the fuck? Yeah, I need to watch this this fucking chat. Jesus. You guys are still here. Welcome. Oh, yeah, hey, Mahler. Hey, and I heard Drinker's in here, too. I can't see shit, but Mark After Dark's here, too. What's up? Mahler's like, you can't let people have opinions, J-Log mode. Yes, yeah, my mistake. Sometimes my dumb Negro brain doesn't understand. And his gripe here is that killing gives you a lot. What's your gripe here? That he shouldn't have the strength to run or some shit? The fuck is your problem here?
Killing gives you a lot of energy. How do you make your not really a comic book movie stand out like it's high art and not some lowly movie we can't call cinema like Avengers Endgame? Have your main character take a time out and do introspective slow dances to a haunting cello theme. If Tony Stark could have done this while trapped on a Benatar, Endgame might have gotten 11 nominations too. Nothing in...
Yeah, they did that just because they want to make it artsy, not because... Oh, did Mahler give me a fucking super chat? Alright, slow down, Mahler, you're simping. Wait a minute. Okay, Mahler gave me 10 pounds. Hey, Mooper here, Lauren. Let's have this. You can't let this man have his awful opinions, you bigot. I'm trying, but he's so stupid.
Slow dances.
Yeah, it's clear. Let me get back to what I was saying. It's clear that they did this because just for the sake of being artsy. It's not that Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips kind of like ad-libbed this shit and just did it on a whim because like, oh, you know what? Because it was gonna be just I think I watched one of Todd Phillips's interviews on this, and he said it was just gonna be Joker runs into the bathroom, he looks himself in the mirror, and then the scene ends there. But he was like no, Todd Phillips was like, no, he'd be reveling in this shit. He'd be enjoying, this would be his moment to, really, this is him slowly coming out of, his shell or whatever, I see it as a bunch of different things, like him calming himself down and him dealing with the situation, him, I don't know, expressing himself, the murder kind of gave him, a happy chubby, which explains why it cuts to him and his imaginary girlfriend in the next scene banging. Well, not banging, but almost banging, because he got off on killing those guys. He found his thing. That's what, like, it's not fucking artsy. It's just simple shit. It's just going right over your head because you're an idiot.
Haunting cello theme. If Tony Stark could have done this while trapped on a Benatar, Endgame might have gotten a lemon
Because people who like Joker don't pretend to be these intellectuals. Like the most average fucking people like this movie and understand it. It's just the people who don't like it are morons. Or are hiding some kind of hostility towards the message of the film. That's usually what it is.
nominations too. Nothing in this scene is actually happening in this scene. This movie...
Motherfucker. Are you really... Well, it didn't happen. How come I can't see Zazie Beetz get those cheeks clapped? Jeremy wants to see them cheeks clap.
He really loves it. Some stairs.
Almost as if our less fortunate
Yeah, stairs. More stairs. Not the stairs.
residents are taking the side of the killer.
How do people know enough about this story to have an opinion that the poor person was shooting at the rich people for a reason that would rally them behind the killer? The only
Because it's a poor person against a bunch of rich people. And Gotham is very disenfranchised right now, and they don't think very highly of elites and shit. Hello, motherfucker. Are you watching? Did you watch this movie? Did you watch this movie? I want to know. I want to see motherfuckers sit down. I want proof that you watch this. I want you to sit down and actually watch it.
I think people watching the news know.
And if you don't like, if it should be mandated by law to record yourself watching this movie. If you're not a fan of if you hate this movie, like you say you hate this movie, sit down and watch it, and it should be mandated by law that you prove that you watched it. And if you didn't, we're gonna send your ass to a work camp. We're gonna send your ass to the worst fucking part of the country. No money. Put you in a fucking Roach Haven. Put your ass in a Roach Haven apartment and have your ass live Arthur's life for a few years. How about that?
Was that 3 guys got shot in the subway by a guy in clown makeup. Even if they heard the other parts of the story, how would this get framed as rich versus poor?
Because it's rich versus poor! Idiots! Fucking idiots!
What kind of coward would do something that cold-blooded? Someone who hides behind a mask.
Thomas Wayne here, scoffing about mask wearers, and the movie is winking so hard at Batman.
It's not winking that goddamn hard. It's like a little like, isn't it funny? His son's gonna grow up to, be Batman. He's saying this shit. But it's kind of like, how would I see this? It's almost like it shows more of Thomas Wayne's disconnection from people who have gone through shit. He's a privileged man. Well, not a privileged man, but he's a privileged person. And he hasn't struggled. Not really. But Bruce is going to end up, because of his death, Bruce is going to go through a lot of shit. And he's going to be driven to wear masks and fight for the innocent and take revenge and all that shit. And a lot of people, and he's going to be desperate. He's going to be, he's going to taste that desperate life, and then he's going to do things because of his desperation. Much like the people that Thomas Wayne are talking about. Huh? Get it? You fucking get it now? I'm just now thinking about this shit right now.
Sounds like clapping. Look, I know this place is called Pogo's, because that was John Wayne Gacy's clown name or whatever. But Gotham Comedy Club must be steaming for not getting into this movie, even though they were only established in 1996. How long would they let him do this before pulling him off stage?
I think the guy that did it is a hero.
So does he. Maybe even the movie does. Almost 30% of this entire movie is hallucination.
Oh, God. It's like, oh. So does he. Yeah. He does, because these are his thoughts being filtered through his imaginary girlfriend, idiot. So does he. Yeah, because he's imagining her, dumbass. This motherfucker's getting me so agitated. I'm more agitated at this than the Ralph the Movie Maker video. Oh my God.
So does he. Maybe even the movie does.
The movie is not glorifying him. You see it that way because your fucking your cage got rattled by this movie. Like, when something significant happens, always watch what people's opinions are about it. You'll understand what kind of person they are. Like, I hate to get, like, fucking deep, it's just a movie, but, like, people just act funny, around, with certain things. And this movie being one of them.
You know, almost 30% of this entire movie is hallucinated, and that's only if it's not 99%.
Which is not even, like, 100% confirmed. We don't know how much this movie's hallucinated. You really gotta, like, yeah, the only people who know that is fucking, probably, Joaquin Phoenix and definitely Todd Phillips.
Why would this woman yammer on, year after year, about Thomas Wayne to her son, but never tell him that he was Thomas Wayne's son? She's like an...
Wait a minute, go back. Gotta hear that all the way.
Let him do this before pulling him off stage.
I think the guy that did it is a hero.
So does he. Maybe even the movie does. You know, almost 30% of this entire movie is hallucinated, and that's only if it's not 99%. Why would this woman yammer on, year after year, about Thomas Wayne to her son, but never tell him that he was Thomas Wayne's son? She's like an endless fountain of Wayne information, except one part that I can't think of a good reason for her to hide from Arthur. It shouldn't be information a man in his 40s is finding out only because he read a letter not intended for him. I was about to...
Well, a lot of people keep that shit from their kids. Like, yeah, she's delusional, but she also really fucking believes it. She believes this delusion that she fucked this guy, she got pregnant by him, and they have a secret love child together. Now, name one fucking woman who genuinely believes that shit, who's gonna just tell their fucking kid right out, like, hey, you're Thomas Wayne's son. You're Thomas Wayne's son. You're definitely his son. Like, no. Because she genuinely believes it. She's not gonna tell him that. Not outright. Like, yeah, she's delusional, but, like, keep in mind, she actually believes it. You can kind of maybe count that as a criticism. Maybe. But I think about it this way. Like, she's so delusional. She genuinely believes it. And any woman who's got a secret baby with a fucking billionaire ain't gonna fucking tell their kid that.
To say something about everyone reading a newspaper on this train, but it appears that the only people reading newspapers are on the aisle seat for maximum camera exposure. Oh, there's Bruce Wayne doing his usual preparing for the prom at the end of Twilight as he talks to Bruce.
It's a gazebo with lights. It means it's just like Twilight.
Wayne through an iron gate. I feel compelled to point out that no matter what the people who made it say, Batman looms large over this entire film.
No, he fucking doesn't. He does not. Like, that's like the idiot's criticism. No, actually, it's not that, oh, Batman looms over this fucking movie. It's that you want him to. You wanted, like, some kind of Batman versus Joker bullshit in this movie. You wanted it to be bigger than it was, and it wasn't. And then you got pissed off. Well, there's those people, and then there's the people who think that, who are just like, they expected it, didn't get it. And it's not that they're mad, it's that they just can't leave the superhero tropes and all that shit alone. They can't get out of there. Like, when they do an offshoot, like, even Logan had to do a little bit of, like, you know, the special effects, and they had to do some kind of shit with the special effects and the grandiose comic book movie shit, despite the fact that it is a smaller comic book film and it is more intimate and more emotional than your average comic book film. Batman just looms over. Like, no, he doesn't. There was that one moment where I was like, oh, Batman needs to be in this. Batman needs to be in this, or I'm fucking bored. I can't stand Batman. Only, like, not to sound like Ralph the Movie Maker, but anyone who says that is a fucking idiot. Batman needs to be in this movie. Batman looms over this movie. You're a moron. You're a fucking moron. Because keep in mind, Batman and Bruce Wayne are two different fucking people. That's kind of the whole thing with Bruce Wayne and Batman. They're not the same two fucking people. The kid you're seeing right now is like a baby Bruce Wayne. That's it. And right when he becomes, like, to the start of, like, at the start of what he becomes, the movie fucking ends. Because the movie ain't about his ass.
I'm Bruce.
He's just a tool to tell the story.
Bruce what? Banner? Almighty? Willis? Valanche? Also, man, I don't know, there are theories.
What is your problem here? Why was that a ding? Was his problem? Was his problem that they kept his name secret? But we're come on, you think we're stupid? We know it's Bruce Wayne. Because I can't get anything else from that but that. So.
Is that Arthur Fleck is not the actual Joker. He just inspired the Joker, but then I don't know why we're watching this movie if that's the case. Anyway, Joker must be 60 goddamn years old by the time Bruce becomes Batman, if not older. Inappropriate gate etiquette. Also, Jesus. But then I don't know why we're watching this movie if that's the
case.
Anyway, Joker must be 60 goddamn years old by the time Bruce...
You do realize that by the end of the movie,
becomes Batman,
basically,
if not
Joker, Arthur inadvertently created Batman. So it makes sense why we're seeing this. And plus, like, Thomas Wayne is a part of the plot anyway. So naturally, he's going to be a part of the plot. Little Bruce Wayne. He's going to be 60 years old. But how are you fucking sitting this for some shit that's not even, like, actually a part of the movie? Because, so he's sending it for what it is. And then sending it for what it isn't. Like, oh, if this is the real Joker, he would be 60 goddamn years old. But, like, it's kind of been made, been made more clear that he's not the actual Joker. So what the fuck you sending it for? Oh, God.
Inappropriate gate etiquette. Also, Jesus, even if Bruce is too entitled to have ever learned stranger danger, he'd still run away or back off from this kind of bullshit, right? Do magic, fool me once. Put your thumbs in my mouth to force a smile in my cheeks, I scream bloody murder. I'm pretty sure that's how the saying goes. Isn't Alfred former SAS? Does he get choked out by a loser clown like this without breaking free? Or are you going to tell me this isn't Alfred? Imagine if Arthur had...
Oh, God! You're going to tell me this is Alfred. Yeah, that did concern me. Because, Alfred was, like, a former badass military motherfucker. So you're thinking, okay, why can't he beat his ass right now? But maybe it's like, nah, I don't think I can excuse this. I think it's maybe, probably. This is me just spitballing. That maybe it's symbolic of how powerful Joker is. Like how, because he's nuts. But how, like, how integral he is to ruining Batman and, like, Batman or, like, Bruce or whatever's associated with him. Like, even Alfred, a badass former military motherfucker, just can't fight him. This is a theory, though. That's not, some real shit. But, yeah, otherwise, I think Alfred should have, just get a little lick off him. Then I've been like, yeah, that's good. Like, just get one little lick off him. So, yeah, right. That's half a good criticism.
This without breaking free? Or are you going to tell me this isn't Alfred? Imagine if Arthur had come home just 10 minutes later. His mom would be missing and he'd have no idea why. At least not for a good while.
We got this videotape from Pogo's Comedy Club right here in Gotham. Here's a guy who thinks if you just keep laughing, it'll...
No, but wouldn't the cops, tell you... Or, when the hospital, find her wallet or something, and then call the number, call the house number and told them, yeah, your mother's in the hospital. They don't just take fucking people from your house and not tell anyone else who could live there. Excuse me. So I don't know why the hell that was... Why was that even a sin?
Somehow make...
Why was that even a sin? Hold on, let me go back. Why the fuck was that even a sin?
Out by a loser clown like this without breaking free? Or are you going to tell me this isn't Alfred? Imagine if Arthur had come home just 10 minutes later. His mom would be missing and he'd have no idea why. At least not for a good while.
We got...
Yeah, why was that a sin? Why the fuck was that a sin? Oh, okay. Whatever.
This videotape from Pogo's Comedy Club right here in Gotham. Here's a guy who thinks if you just keep laughing, it'll somehow make you funny.
I don't know if this is in Arthur's head or what, but I have a couple...
No. Why the fuck would him being humiliated be in his head? Are you retarded? Why would... he's got, like I said, childlike brain. He's got a childlike outlook on the world. He's got narcissistic personality disorder. Why the fuck would he imagine himself being humiliated on television? Why? Why? That doesn't make any sense.
Couple questions about this scene. First off, did someone in the audience videotape this performance? Or was it Pogo's Comedy Club? Remember,
yeah. Could be Comedy Club, yeah. How could it be someone else? The fucking camera, like that's the 80s and the camera is completely stationary. Why would it be someone else? This isn't like now where it's a camera phone. It had to be the fucking comedy club. Comedy clubs record their performances. They do that now. You fucking moron.
Pogo's had closed-circuit televisions for the comedians, but this shot is completely different than the one that shows up on Murray's show. And this is the early 80s, so it would be hard to believe that they set up multiple cameras in this place. Second off, while Arthur's comedy is awful, open mic nights in big cities freaking always have some awful sets. Plus, Murray does this at the end of his monologue, and it comes out of nowhere. This feels like something that would be part of a segment in his show and not part of the monologue. It would be a recurring bit, like stupid human tricks or carpool karaoke. Man, I just really wish they'd found a less sloppy way for Murray to mock Arthur. It would be part of a... Hard to believe that they set up multiple cameras in this place. Second off, while Arthur's comedy...
So wait, you got one good criticism about the fucking camera angles. Okay. It's hard to believe they set up multiple camera angles. Then once again, they do that now.
different than the one that shows up on Murray's show. And this is the early 80s, so it would be hard...
Don't they have different cameras, though, for, like, syndicated television? Why is the concept of more than one camera foreign to you?
Hard to believe that they set up multiple cameras in this place.
They had multiple cameras in the 80s? The fuck?
Second off, while Arthur's comedy is awful, open mic nights in big cities freaking always have some awful sets. Plus, Murray does this at the end of his monologue.
What's your point there? What's your point? Well, they always have awful sets. Why are you talking about him?
It comes out of nowhere. This feels...
Oh my god, wait a minute. Plus, Murray does this at the end of his monologue, and it comes out of fucking... Yeah! They do their little monologue first, and then they do, like, little segments afterwards sometimes. Sometimes they do it at the beginning, sometimes they do it at the end. But yeah, in my experience of watching late-night television, they usually do, like, little segments after the monologue, like, after they come back from commercial break. So basically, now you're just lying to, or, like, stretching shit to make this work.
Monologue, and it comes out of...
It comes out of nowhere because he started watching the show out of nowhere! What the fuck? Like, imagine fucking Jeremy from CinemaSins just having his TV on, and then, like, Jay Leno is on it, he's got his TV on, he's had it on all day on one channel, on NBC. And then Jay Leno just comes, and then Jay Leno's show comes on as it's scheduled every time. And then fucking Jeremy goes nuts and shoots the television because like, oh, Jay Leno just came out of nowhere. He just came out of fucking nowhere. What wizardry, what fucking sorcery is this?
Nowhere. This feels like something that would be part of a segment in his show and not part of the monologue.
How do you know it's a part of the monologue and not part of the set? Fucking Conan does the same thing. He does his monologue and then he comes back and then he does some fucking segments and shit and then he interviews people. Like, how the fuck would you know? Like I said, Arthur just starts watching it as it's on. We don't know what part of the show it is. The fuck? Oh, God. I want you to tell all your friends about this stream.
It would be a recurring bit.
I'm in pain. I'm in fucking pain right now. What the fuck? I've never seen a nigga so stupid. Oh, okay. Let me look at the chat right quick. Oh. Elvic says there are shows that would record multiple comedians at the same venue. It's not always just one comic having a special for themselves. Like, exactly. Oh. Lacey, Ochoa? I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. CinemaSin's gonna block her. Like, I don't give a fuck. Oh my god, people, he was coming straight at me. And James Moore's like, oh god, Jay Leno. Oh, Sarah Jessica Farter said Jay Leno was a very sexy little man. Oh. Everyone has a kink. They don't always have to be good kinks, but... Oh, Retro Spark asks, are you going to do more videos after this one? Nah, probably not. This is going to be a one-off thing, because like I said, I don't want to do other shit and then just clunk it up. Plus, I have to get back to editing this Batwoman reaction. I'm almost done with it. I might be able to get it out by tomorrow, possibly. But, you know, I got like this. I just want to do this quick thing, get it out the way, so I can get back to my Batwoman video and finish that and possibly have it out by tomorrow. So, unfortunately, after this, looking at, like, I'm not even halfway through it anyway. Like, I'm barely halfway through it. But, yeah. Yeah, it's just gonna be like this video for tonight, guys, because I gotta finish this Batwoman shit. I gotta finish it. Because I was going back and forth between another video and the Batwoman reaction. So, like, I could have had it out sooner. I could have had it out today, but I felt like working on one video, and then I was like, oh, fuck it, this is not going anywhere right now, and I started working on the Batwoman reaction, so I gotta hurry up and get that shit done. So this is gonna be, like, the only video for the stream tonight. You know, like, I'm sure we got more than enough bullshit here to work with, though. More than enough.
Human tricks or carpool karaoke. Man, I just really wish they'd found a less sloppy way.
It's so sloppy. It's so sloppy because I said it is. It's sloppy.
Murray to mock Arthur. This is a hell of a stage shot right here. Kill the rich newspaper with the clown face, the cigarettes, and the 8-bullet holding gun. The prop master.
Sometimes we put more than one thing on our end tables, Jeremy. Sometimes, like anything in our pocket, we put on our end table. So I'm guessing the gun was in his pants and the cigarettes were also in his pocket. And whatever the fuck that is, I can't see that. And newspapers, yeah, we usually put on people, like, normally, like, anyone who has a newspaper, like, they would always put it next to their bed for some reason, but whatever. But yeah, that's not staging. That's just how people work. This is obviously so staged. No, that's how people work. When you empty your pockets, you put it on your fucking end table before you go to bed. And some people put their newspapers on the floor next to their bed. Because they can't fit it on their fucking end table because it's not a book. Oh, you make me want to vomit.
It was here and it shows.
The anger and resentment that's been building in the city for weeks seems close to exploding.
The movie seems to have decided that the main issue going on in Gotham right now is the resentment between the haves and the have-nots. But that's only after Arthur killed those guys in the subway.
No! No. No! It was after Thomas Wayne called everyone in the city, like all the disenfranchised people who didn't like him, or who were like people. There were people already like rioting or like protest. No, there were already protesters, right? And he called the protesters clowns. That's what kicked it off. And Arthur is projecting himself onto these protesters because he has narcissistic personality disorder. You dumb motherfucker. Oh, I'm about to go Arthur on some motherfuckers. Goddamn.
Up until then, the news was mostly about the garbage strike and the super rats. Now suddenly Gotham is a powder keg over a sub.
No. You fucking showed a clip from the interview where Thomas Wayne called the protesters that were already existed clowns. What the fuck? It's bubbling up now. Yeah, it is like bubbling up a little bit more. But that's how that works. Yo, there were already protests. Some politicians get a little hinky and they make it worse because they're idiots. And then it bubbles up a little bit more. That's usually how it works. And they don't, like, they're going to get worse because they're not going to just stop being disenfranchised one day, Jeremy. Oh, James Moore says, honestly, I wanted to see the Super Rats. I thought that's what Arthur was stomping, in the next to that dumpster. I thought that's what he was stomping to death, and I was hoping that's what it was, but it wasn't. He was just angry. Yeah, but whatever.
Subway shooting that really doesn't symbolize the struggle between rich and poor at all, really. How this incident became a spark in some sort of Gotham class revolution isn't earned by the movie at all. Clown
It isn't earned at all. Because I said it didn't.
By Wayne Street. But also, where are they all getting these masks? However many stores in Gotham had them in stock surely ran out after selling a few, right? At least in V for Vendetta, V mailed them to everyone, which is preposterous.
Which is preposterous, sure, but it's still more
Sure, but not as preposterous as all the stores have hundreds of this mask in stock just in time for a protest.
They're cheap fucking dollar store masks. And who knows how many of them in the audience have them.
Almost like Arthur planned it this way. The cops get distracted almost immediately once Arthur arrives. He's able to get past a barrier without anyone seeing
Oh, God.
him, find a conspicuously unguarded and unlocked door, and make his way inside the rich people's gala. Arthur copies CinemaSin's Chris and tries to pose as an usher to get inside an auditorium. Let Chris tell you from experience.
The people in charge of all the ushers at a place like this will notice you walking into an auditorium, and they will come and ask you what the you are doing, and they will kick you out if you tell them a bullshit story.
He is 100% blocking someone's view here. Why would it benefit for a mayoral candidate?
Wait, what?
Story.
He is 100% blocking someone's...
He's in the fucking aisle. How's he blocking someone? He's in the Hold on. Go back.
Into an auditorium, and they will
right there.
come and ask you what the you are doing, and they will kick you out if you tell them.
My friend Chris says this movie sucks too. Ding.
Story.
He is 100%...
No, he's not. He's in the fucking aisle, and the projector is all the way up there.
blocking someone's view here. Why would it benefit for a mayoral candidate to show old Charlie Chaplin films? How does this in any way connect to your campaign for mayor? And if you tell me this is just a theater in the same building as the benefit, then I tell you that no theater randomly showing Charlie Chaplin films would sell out to predominantly old someone's view here. Why would it benefit for a mayoral candidate to show old Charlie Chaplin films?
Maybe because he was a fucking kid when he saw that shit. Maybe that shit, because it's the 80s. I'm guessing Thomas Wayne would be like in his 40s. I'd say like mid 40s. Let's say 45. And it's the 80s. I forgot what year. Was it like 85? Was it 85? It might have been 85. Okay, 40 years early, it was the 1940s. I don't know what year this Charlie Chaplin thing came out, but it does not unreasonable for old fucking white people to be in old rich white people to be in a theater watching shit that they remember from when they were children. You could ask the same fucking question about why grown-ass motherfuckers go into movie theaters to watch movies with people with fucking tight, spangled, bright-colored uniforms fight giant purple motherfuckers with golden gloves. You could ask that shit too, Jeremy. You could ask that shit too.
Does this in any way connect to your campaign for mayor? And if you tell me this is just a theater in the same building as the benefit, then I tell you that no theater randomly showing Charlie Chaplin films would sell out to predominantly old white men.
Predominantly old white men. I just assumed that because, I'm racist.
Tuxedos. Joker just happens to be here in the theater, which has the house lights mostly up right now, mind you, during the presentation of a film. See Thomas Wayne in the sea of people with his binocular vision. Then Wayne happens
in a sea of people. He's literally right there in the fucking in the skybox, basically. And on the balcony. It's so easy to see people. He's right there in a sea of people. He acts like he's in a fucking football stadium. He's in a fucking movie theater. And he's right there high above everyone. Oh my god, I've never seen someone try so hard to hate a movie. This is so
need to pee, so Arthur can confront him in the bathroom where there is no security for a billionaire that is currently running for mayor. Do I convenience that right?
Your mother adopted.
Like I said before, it was unrealistic that Thomas Wayne didn't call security to throw. Well, then again, no. Technically, he did call security to throw his ass out. I think it's in a deleted scene, though. I think. Someone said it was. It was definitely in the trailer, where he gets thrown out on his ass. Like, there's no security watching him in the bathroom? Like I said, the 80s was a very different time. People weren't getting shot up. Like, there were politicians that got assassinated and shit. But, like, he's just running for mayor. I guess they didn't think of it. It was like, he can go take a piss. They were probably outside waiting. Outside the door. Because it would make sense for them to be outside watching the door. So no one, so they could check people at the door. Like, hey, who are you? We got the mayor in there. We don't want any, we're just checking you out. But then again, like, Arthur did follow him in there, so... But at the same time, they could have been just in there and waiting just in case something waiting outside just in case something happened. So I don't think they would bar someone from going in the bathroom just because the mayor's in there. I don't think they're that fucking shitty to people.
Do I convenience that right?
Your mother adopted you while she was working for us.
Great. So in addition to mental illness, we can also blame adoption for his eventual snap and life of crime.
The fuck? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Just the snide fucking remarks. This the snide. Oh, I guess we can blame not only society but adoption. I should be able to spit on the homeless if I want to.
Great. So in addition to mental illness, we can also blame adoption for his eventual snap and
like,
life.
when was that fucking implied, you asshole? Oh my god. This is so fucking pathetic. I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Ugh.
A crime?
We stopped by your apartment today, but you weren't home.
The movie is pretty mostly set in 1981, but Wikipedia tells me answering machines weren't widespread until about
81. Mostly set in 1981? What the fuck does that mean? If it's 1981, it's 1981. I thought it was set in 1985. Hang on, wait a minute. Oh shit. Is Joker set in... Oh, let's go for that one to make it more precise. Oh. All right, let's go to Wikipedia. Let's see what the deal is. I want to see if this is correct. Okay, set in 1981. Well, why do you say mostly 1981? Why the fuck would you say some shit like that? Don't make your review more wordy than it has to be. He says it's mostly takes place in 1981. No, it just takes place in 1981.
1984, which means...
He says movie's pretty mostly set in 1981. You can't write for shit! Like, I'm not some genius, okay? But I would never say pretty mostly set in 1981. I just say set in 1981. Anyway.
Arthur is not only an early adopter, but spent a fortune on this device. A fortune he and his mother do not have. Why not just have a detective leave a note on the door with his business card when he stops by earlier? Why do you...
Okay... That's... Okay, so what? His two only real criticisms of this movie are the answering machine and... What else was it? The answering... I gotta go back. Not right now, but I just want to skim through it. There was one criticism he had that was actually legit. Oh, yeah, and it was the answering machine and the thing with Alfred. That's it. That's all you really have on this movie.
You have to anachrantagonize me.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
Cringiest line a white guy said to a black guy, since if it were legal, I'd have voted for Obama.
Oh my god, really? Really? You know, some people just say that shit, right? Just say brother, and doesn't have to be in a black-white way. Otherwise, the black dude would have looked at him funny. which wasn't in the movie. I think he was just trying to relate to him because Arthur is a fucking, like I said, a very awkward and socially inept character. But then, of course, you got to see it as white guy, black guy. I don't see anything else. I don't see any interaction between a white person and a black person other than white guy, black guy. Because I'm a fucking derivative racist.
For a third term from Get Out.
Like I said.
Really? So he's a big old cringy lefty. Is that it? Is that it, Jeremy? Is that it? He's just a big old cringy left winger. He probably voted for Bernie too. What the fuck? Oh. Bread says brother isn't just a black guy thing. Thank you. And like I said, if it was supposed to be a racial thing, the black guy would have side-eyed his ass, and he didn't. Oh, right. James Moore said he's had 2 points and two half points. The actual points being the 8-bullet gun and the answering machine. Okay. And the half points being Alfred and some other one. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So altogether, that's like 3 points. 3 fucking points he's had. Out of all this entire fucking movie, there's 3 things. Because I'm counting the 2 halves. Oh my god.
Said I can't release these records, without proper forms.
What? But you can go get them out of the basement and read them to him? The kind of rules is this joint running with? I can't really buy Arthur somehow wrestling this file away from Carl, since he's a 100-pound weakling reaching through
He's also crazy. Arthur is also fucking crazy. And if they fight you hard enough, they can fuck you up. Crazy people. Don't fucking, well, he's 100 pounds. Like, nah, you can't always fucking use that as an excuse. Plus, with the way they're going about it, he's got more of, now, I'm looking at the hand placement. Arthur's got more of a handle on the paper, on the envelope than the black guy does. So, yeah, that's why he won that fight. He's crazy, and he's got a better handle on the envelope.
a slot, and Carl is a bigger guy with no physical deterrence, but movie's got a movie.
But he's also fat. Keep that in mind. So he's probably got the same amount of muscle mass as Arthur does. Like, people think that fat people, just because they're bigger, they're more physically stronger. That couldn't be further from the truth. They could probably sit on you. We can sit on you and physically overpower you. It's got to be something where we are imposing our weight, but like exerting actual strength that involves muscle. No, we're fat for a reason. Except for maybe people who like work out, fat looking people. They look fat, but they work out regularly. Like I don't know, sumo wrestlers. Some weightlifters are kind of puffy, but that dude's just fat. He's just fat.
Since if it were legal, I'd have voted for Obama for a third term from Get Out.
Like I said, I can't release these records, without proper forms.
What? But you can go get them out of the basement and read them to him? The kind of rules is this joint running with? I can't really buy Arthur somehow wrestling this file away from Carl, since he's a 100-pound weakling reaching through a slot, and Carl is a bigger guy with no physical deterrence, but...
Oh yeah, okay, so the papers thing. Like, oh, he shouldn't have got him out, and he shouldn't have read it. Okay, you got a point there. But like I said, none of this shit makes the movie bad, and none of it really warrants hatred. None of it. None of the things you listen. A fucking answering machine? Really?
But movie's got a movie. As he runs with the records to freedom, I can't help but realize how little security this place has.
And keep in mind, like, if this is based on the Joker, right? So you gotta kind of compare to the other Jokers, or like similar Jokers, like Heath Ledger, for instance. That Joker was also physically weaker than everyone else. Like, he was also like 100 pounds soaking wet. How is he able to get his fucking head bashed up against a one-way mirror and not be knocked the fuck out by Batman? These are things you got to think about. But anyway.
Wonder if criminal evil people ever break out of here. Would a psychiatric hospital have a copy of her adoption certificate? I'm not saying it definitely wouldn't. I'm just wondering why Arkham has a file that seems to contain this woman's entire life's details.
Because it's a what? Like, you do realize that she was brought in for child abuse. So whatever documentation the cops get, they gotta give to a shrink or whatever asylum they send her to, because she has been like criminally charged with shit. So what? Jeremy doesn't know nothing. He don't know nothing. Who knows? I could be wrong, but it makes sense because she was criminally charged with child negligence or some shit, like with negligence to it, like child endangerment or some shit. So it would naturally, they would give the same information the cops have that the asylum would have. I think Jeremy's stupid. Oh, James Moore says Heath Ledger also shoves a pencil through the thickest part of the human skull all the way to the base eraser end. So, yeah, because, yeah. Killswitch Engage says 8 bullet revolver guns do exist. They do? For real? Let me see. 8 bullets revolver. Oh shit. You're not lying. So I think that's another. Wait, it's a 357 Magnum. See, too bad y'all can't see this at the side. Fuck, I can't stand this new Google shit where they put the picture at the side. Personal self-defense, hard rocker, testing the 8-shot Ruger Red Hawk in 357 Magnum. Isn't that a modification, or is that a modification, or is that exactly how the gun is made? The latest rendition of the Ruger Red Hawk is a stainless steel model with an influted 8-shot cylinder and a 357 Magnum. A 2.75-inch barrel with a round butt frame with hardwood grips, as Ruger put it. The gun's features create a powerful package that is powerful and reasonably compact with very manageable recoil. It was time to rest that claim. I want to know the history of this thing. I want to know when it was created. Because that might be the kind of gun he had. Hang on, go back. Go back. Yes, but it was definitely one of these. Like one of these. This one. Or this one. You know what? Fucking YouTube's probably gonna fucking demonetize this shit. They're probably gonna cancel the damn stream because of this. Hang on, let me go back to Okay, well, wait a minute. Because they say something about it, an 8-shot cylinder one in here. I'm just trying to find it. Detail of an 8-chambered matchlock revolver, Germany, 1580. So they've been around, like an 8-shot gun has been around for a while. Like an 8-shot revolver type gun. Has been around for quite a while. I don't want to like stay here too long and bore y'all with this shit. But let's just assume that he was full of shit. And maybe the gun was an 8-chamber gun. And that's a detail he got wrong. Let's just pretend that it was.
God damn, there were a lot of newspaper
because Arthur fired off exactly 8 shots. Not like 9, not 10, exactly 8. Or not even 7. Just exactly 8 shots. So, maybe.
Also about this one incident. Isn't Gotham huge? Aren't there terrible mothers and abusive fathers in the news every day? Why was this one such a long-running story? Do you want to get committed? Because
maybe it wasn't a long-running story and it was just taken out of several newspapers that week. Fuck.
Cry laughing on the stairwell of a psychiatric hospital after stealing private records? That's how you get committed. Arthur continues to find unlocked doors around a town that is currently experiencing its worst crime and is in a general period of unrest.
What are you doing in here?
You probably guessed that Arthur's relationship with Sophie wasn't real the moment the movie tried to tell you that it was, but now that it's admitted lying to you, what do we do with this? Now everything we've seen Arthur experience is called into question because of this Tyler Durden moment. Are there people inspired by his subway murders? Did the murders even happen?
You know the fucking answer to that, you moron. They're not inspired by his murders. He's projecting... Because of his narcissistic personality disorder, he projects his bullshit onto them. He makes this tie-in because, I'm a clown, they're dressing up as a clown, so obviously I had something to do with this. Like, he has that childlike outlook of it, and oh, like, I'm responsible for this because finally I'm making a difference. Finally, I'm having an impact on the world, and I'm just not just a nobody. You fucking idiot.
Inspired by his subway murders? Did the murders even happen? Did Murray really put his stand-up act on the air? And did he really invite him to be on the show? I guess we're supposed to think just this is a lie?
Okay, so first he admits, well, fraction of this movie isn't real. Now he's like, oh, well. Now he's scoffing at that idea. Jesus Christ, make up your fucking mind about what is a problem in this movie and what isn't.
She didn't know that this relationship doesn't exist. Here's a highlight reel of all the stuff we wasted our time on to properly hammer you over the head.
It's not really time wasted. All those scenes had purpose. All those scenes had purpose one way or the other. Like, fucking stop it. You just, oh my god. She just happened to be there in purposeful fucking scenes. Because you're showing separate scenes in them, like, in bed together, talking and, like, commiserating would have been wasting time. But it wasn't. Every fucking scene meant, like, had a fucking purpose. Fucking stop it!
And, of course, we cut to 5 minutes of him laughing because Oscar bait got a bait.
What the fuck? Oh, God! Oh, God, he has a disorder. If they had gone too long without him doing it, I would have been like, okay. Like, is this just convenient for certain moments? But, like, no. Apparently, the director knows that, like, sometimes mental illness is kind of inconvenient. And sometimes you feel it in parts that you don't want to. Fucking moron. It was... He's doing it just because for the Oscar bait. No, it's because mental illness doesn't pick a fucking time to kick in, you asshole.
Matricide.
How's that a sin? How's that a sin? That's not even a joke.
Do heart monitors usually just stop making noise when someone dies? Like...
That usually makes the beep noise. Hold on, does it?
Is it the monitor's job just to beep when someone's heart is beating? But when it's over, it's like, all right, I did my job. Heart's not beating, so I will go ahead and take my smoke break.
See, it's supposed to make the noise, and it doesn't. I'll give him that. But like I said, it's just so minor. Who gives a shit? It's so minor.
Until you guys hook me up to someone with a beating heart. Might be able to ask the heart monitor 3 rooms down if she wants to go on a date. I hear Coppola...
That's not funny! Shut up!
A new one called
It's not
One from the
fucking
Heart. It's
funny!
in theaters now. Seems like a perfect movie for us. A VCR? This household spent tons on being early tech adopters. Jesus. Also,
like I said, just completely fucking... Who cares? Who cares?
No one at the hospital have any questions about how his mom died? Did he just leave?
Please welcome a good friend of the show, Mr. Ethan Chase.
So this is The Dark Knight Returns meets King of Comedy meets Taxi Driver? Honestly, I'd rather watch all 3 of those movies again than watch this Joker movie a second time. So Joker intends to go on the Murray Show and kill himself, as this scene suggests.
Okay, so like if this movie's just ripping it off and it's completely indistinguishable from all those 3 movies, then what the fuck is your problem with this movie? Oh, but Robert, they're so on the nose because The Dark Knight Returns isn't unsubtle at all. Because Taxi Driver isn't unsubtle at all. Because King of Comedy isn't unsubtle at all. It's all just so fucking... It's all so subtle. It's all so avant-garde compared to this bullshit. Oh. This is just a loser comic book movie. Now, excuse me while I go watch a loser comic book movie.
But it's a red herring, and anyone that ever read or watched The Dark Knight Returns knows that already. Sadly, that's not very many of us compared to this film's overall audience, but still.
Chase.
So this is The Dark Knight Returns meets King of Comedy meets Taxi Driver? Honestly, I'd rather watch all 3 of those movies again than watch this Joker movie a second time. So Joker intends to go on the Murray Show and kill himself, as this scene suggests. But it's a red herring, and anyone that ever read or watched The Dark Knight Returns knows that already. Sadly.
Motherfucker, it wasn't confirmed that this was gonna... If it was gonna be a complete ripoff of The Dark Knight Returns, he would have killed everyone in the fucking audience. He would have blew them up. But you should have known it wasn't going to be exactly like... We didn't know what was going to be taken from that source material. Because it's not an exact fucking copy of the source material. You should know it was a red herring. No, because there's so many things that happened in that scene in the Dark Knight Returns. Sorry. He killed the audience. He killed the host. I forgot if he killed the guests, but he killed the audience too. That shit didn't fucking happen. We didn't know what was going to be taken from that. Because he didn't just copy paste all the shit from The Dark Knight Returns. And plus it's the only element that's even fucking I think well, that and the comedy shit is the only thing that's fucking similar. Oh yeah, and the Joker having a bad day. That's another thing. But that you can say that about any of his backstories.
Sadly, that's not very many of us compared to this film's overall audience. But still, red herring is red. Here's a sentence I never thought I'd write. The Joker dances too much in this movie. This movie saw Mel Gibson's over the top.
Oh, that's not a legit criticism. And no, he doesn't dance too much. I can only think about, that scene where he dances. There's another scene where he talks about dancing. He kind of shimmies around a little bit. And then there's a scene in the bathroom. And then the one down the steps. And there's little shimmies he does here and there. But it's not to the point where you're like, oh, can you stop dancing, please?
This movie saw Mel Gibson's over-the-top axe attack from The Patriot and felt compelled to outdo it in every way. And I could only blur the entire screen as this incredibly violent overkill attack goes on for some time.
It's such overkill because he's fucking insane. As if fucking crazy people kill people subtly. Like, oh, I don't want there to be too much blood. I want to be gratuitous with my crazy ass.
Still, red herring is red. Here's a sentence I never thought.
We want to keep it classy.
Right? The Joker dances too much in this movie. This movie saw Mel Gibson's
It's like the only really, really violent scene in the movie. And he's like, oh my god, it's just too much. It's just too much. Fuck it. Fuck you. This movie saw Mel Gibson's over-the-top action scene from The Patriot. Bitch. Todd Phillips, he's just ripping off everybody. He watched everybody's movies and ripped all of them off. Because he's such a hack. He just ripped everybody off.
The top axe attack from The Patriot and felt compelled to outdo it in every way. And I could only blur the entire screen as this incredibly violent overkill attack goes on for some time.
You were the only one that was ever nice to me. Yeah.
I guess Gary never tells the cops about this, because Arthur is able to, clean up all that blood off his face, reapply that his makeup, get dressed.
Yeah, he was probably fucking terrified. I'm not sure if I would have told anybody either. I'm not sure. After seeing it, and plus he said, because you don't know if that's a veiled threat. Like, you were the only one who was ever nice to me, so don't fucking tell anybody and be mean. You don't know if that's a veiled threat or not. There's a lot of people who'd be too scared to tell the cops.
And stroll down.
And keep in mind, it's kind of like American Psycho in a way. Where Patrick Bateman's crimes are kind of ignored because of the culture that he lives in, where everyone's everyone kind of is up their own ass and they don't notice anything other than what they're into. So yeah, his crimes are just kind of avoided. It's kind of like with Arthur, but except it's the opposite. He's so disenfranchised that no one pays attention to him anyway. That people people are just don't give a shit. Or it's just certain circumstances where he's just invisible, basically. So it's kind of like it's really similar. I think it's really similar to American Psycho and how that ended. I'm learning new stuff about this, even as I'm watching people's shitty takes about it. That's impressive.
The hallway. Guys, this is the weirdest Purge movie I've ever seen. As Joker
Oh, God, what the fuck? You were so unfunny. Oh my god.
dances down the stairs, a famous song by the infamous Gary Glitter plays. And I have concerns. Gary Glitter is a convicted pedophile.
Oh, who gives a shit? Who gives a single shit? Who cares? Oh my, hold on, because he goes on a whole thing with this.
Dances down the stairs, a famous song by the infamous Gary Glitter plays. And I have concerns. Gary Glitter is a convicted pedophile. Everyone should stop using his music. In fact, most sports arenas and venues already did.
Oh, okay. So the guy's a pedophile. Doesn't, even though the scene, I don't like the scene for the scene because, I don't like the song for the scene because, the song's kind of cliche for a movie set in the 80s. Just my opinion. That's like one of my only issues with the film. But so I don't see anyone stop. Like, I'm not saying that David Bowie's a fucking pedophile, but like, if it's true that he was fucking 15-year-old girls, then we should just stop playing his music. There's been so many fucking actors or whoever, musicians, whatever, who've been accused of shit. Or accused of shit or like suspected of doing shit. So that means we just can't reference their shit anymore? Like, what the fuck? And that's supposed to be a sin against the movie. Why? Fucking why? It's like, oh yeah, Todd Phillips knew the guy was a pedophile. He had to use the song because the guy was a pedophile. I gotta freak the new movie going public out, man. I gotta freak him out, man. I'm giving you those deep pedo vibes, man. Shut the fuck up, honestly.
This might be a stupid
Come on,
question,
Jeremy.
but how do they know it's Arthur? They only met him at the hospital.
Remember what... Keep in mind what he said earlier about the small guy, the midget dude, not calling the cops on Arthur. Yet the fucking detectives show up right after he leaves. That could have been, I don't know. They could have sent him. I mean, of course they could have been coming back because of the shit. They were questioning him earlier when his mom went to the hospital. But still, you don't know. He could have called him up. You don't know. Like, he could have called the cops and the two detectives at that precinct could have been like, oh, I know that guy. Oh, we'll go check it out. We already suspect him for some shit anyway. But you don't know. But anyway, like I said, my explanation still stands that he was too shit pants to fucking tell the cops.
Without clown makeup. And from their vantage point, all they see is a guy with his back turned way downstairs dancing. And everyone is dressed as a clown.
Hang on.
And from their vantage... In fact, most sports arenas and venues already did. This might be a stupid question, but how do they know?
It is.
Arthur, they only met him at the hospital without clown makeup.
They know he's a clown, and he looks very similar. And keep in mind, profiling is a thing. I'm not saying that clowns are being racially profiled. I'm just saying cops are known for profiling people. If you look similar to who the fuck they're looking for, they're gonna question you. They're gonna give you a hard time. They profile people all the fucking time.
Makeup. And from their vantage point, all they see is a guy with his back turned way downstairs dancing. And everyone is dressed as a clown these days because they hate rich people. Also, why are they even around?
Everyone's dressed as a clown because they hate rich people. Really? That's your criticism?
Around the stairs. We've seen that Arthur has to walk up these stairs and then go down a sidewalk to get to his apartment. So they either went to his apartment and somehow just completely missed him, even though he's been dance walking for 10 hours, or the movie just needs them here and you for asking.
Oh, God. It could have been that they were at his apartment, then left his apartment, and then looked around the vantage point of where he could have gone, because remember, he fucking killed somebody. And then like, oh, is that motherfucker down there? And then saw him and then went after him. Could have been that. But, Jeremy is allergic to thinking.
For 10 hours, or the movie just needs them here and you for asking. And they obviously don't know about him murdering Randall yet, or else they'd be running down the stairs after him already. Wow.
But keep in mind, they were looking for him, and you just said, how they know it was him? It's so hard to tell it was him. Maybe that's why they weren't fucking... This fucking criticism explains why they weren't running after him. Because they might not have recognized him at first. Oh my God.
Oh, he got to the train just as the doors were closing? Maybe this is a comic book movie. Everything that happens...
Oh my... Really? That's the most outlandish thing that could happen in a comic book movie. He got there just as the doors were closing. This is like fucking Endgame. It's so convenient. Oh no, this is just like this is just like the Dark Knight Rises, where Bruce just gets to Gotham City and you don't know how he got there. So convenient. It's just like that. It's just like that.
is so goddamn convenient. Arthur is running from the...
It's not convenient. Fucking, you know, he almost got crushed by those doors. If you fucking
Maybe
notice.
this is a comic book movie. Everything that happens is so goddamn convenient. Arthur is running from the cops and makes it to a subway train car where everyone is dressed as Joker, so he can have maximum convenience in his escape. And thankfully for him, the cops get beaten to oblivion, so he has an hour or two to kill before an APB goes out on his ass. How the does this guy know that this dude pushed Arthur into him? How does he know Arthur didn't push him? The fucking I feel like this movie was all...
My God, like, you're such a moron. You're just picking at nothing. Nothing! You have to
That's
try
an hour or two
so
to kill
hard
before
to
an
dislike
APB
this
goes out on
movie.
his ass. How the does this guy know that this dude pushed Arthur into him? How does he know Arthur didn't push him? The fucking I feel...
I really like that scene, too, because it's kind of symbolic of what Joker's about. Because it kind of, like, it's another callback, kind of, to The Dark Knight, how... Joker, like in the opening scene with the heist, how he turned all of his heist crew members against each other because he just poked at him just a little bit and like, hey, look, like I'll give you the money if you did it, and I'll give you the money. Like he all told him the same thing. He provoked all of them, and then they all ended up killing each other. It's kind of like a callback to that, like how he like provokes chaos in order to gain, in order to gain, for his benefit is what I want to say. How do I understand this and not you, you retard?
I feel like this movie was all, should we give Mark Maron a role? And someone replied, no. But then someone else replied, but I love him. So ultimately they decided to cast him.
So you're just shitting on Mark Maron now. Okay.
Role in the film.
He's got a tiny role, even though I fucking remember him. I remember he was in the movie. I remember what he did. I remember what his character... I remember what his character did. I remember who he was supposed to be and all that shit. So, like I said, haven't you ever heard the phrase, there are no small roles, just small actors? That's what this was in this situation. I remember him being in this movie, and I remember his role. So it's not, oh, he had such a tiny role. He just got shit on in this movie. No, he didn't. Oh, J-Man92854 says, but J Logbo, Jeremy does this for comedy. You're not supposed to take his review seriously when he gets stuff wrong. Yet people take his videos as gospel. Yeah. I was under that spell at one point. I'm so fucking glad I slowly got out of that. Yeah, because it's not a character. He's just a motherfucker who talks shit about movies. It's not a character. Your jokes are supposed to have some kind of truth, have some kind of true criticism in it. And they fucking don't.
Well, rules, though. No cursing, no off-color material.
Doesn't Murray have someone who would do this rundown for him? You know, like this character being played by Mark Maron?
It's got a book.
Like I said, you got Robert De Niro. You're gonna use him for all he's worth. Like you're gonna have him on screen most of the time. It's like I said, just another petty gripe. It just who fucking cares? Who cares? There's little shit that doesn't fucking matter.
Every writer or comedian I've ever known has a book of ideas they carry with them. This is not a reason to mock, but rather a tool of the trade.
Comedy is subjective, Murray.
He's mocking him because he's not funny. He doesn't think he's funny. He thinks he's like a loser comedian. So why the fuck would you have ideas? It's the same like when iDubbbz criticized Rice Gum for having a fucking cameraman. It's like, how fucking dare you? You're not a real musician. You're not a real musician. You don't make films. What the fuck are you doing with a cameraman? Like, because you're so small time. You're so shitty. Why do you have this? Like, you have ideas that you write down? I could have swore you had no ideas, motherfucker. It's basically a jab at Arthur. Idiots. Like, pure idiocy.
Every writer or comedian I've ever known has a book of ideas they carry with them. This is not a
reason. Let me go back to what he said.
Like this character being played by Mark Maron.
It's got a book. A book of jokes.
Every writer or comedian I've ever...
Yeah, his jokes suck. That's why it doesn't make sense for him to have a book of jokes. Because, he's basically saying, you write this shit? You thought of this shit?
It's
a fucking insult. Because he ain't funny. It's not a fucking knock at comedians, you asshole. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, Jeremy seems like those people. Like, I hang out with comedians. I respect them so much. Like, he's probably tried to be a comedian at one point, as well. I can hear it in his voice. Comedians carry around books all the time. How dare you? No. The thing is, he's a bad comedian. That's why he took that jab at him, idiot.
With them. This is not a reason to mock, but rather a tool of the trade.
Comedy is subjective, Murray. Isn't that what they say?
I have a bad feeling he's talking about cinema sins.
Oh, yes!
Here is a clock that is...
Oh, wait. Let me go back.
But rather a tool of the trade.
Comedy is subjective, Murray. Isn't that what they say?
I have a bad feeling he's talking about cinema sins.
No, your channel literally isn't comedy. I mean, you only use that as an excuse when you want to get out of people coming at you for shitty criticism.
Oh, here is a clock that is not 11:11 right here on the Murray Franklin Show. There goes the consistency.
Everybody just yells and screams at each other. Nobody's civil anymore.
Facebook.
You sound like you're making excuses for killing those young men.
Geez, does Murray truly believe Arthur killed those guys? Or is this all about the show must go on? I feel like on a live show, this would have cut to commercial long ago and Arthur escorted out by security and detained.
Because he doesn't fucking believe him. He doesn't thoroughly believe him. Like, yeah, just because he said, oh, I killed those guys, doesn't mean he actually killed those guys. He could have been the one that, like, because remember that fucking dark joke he told earlier. He could have been joking again. And not like I said before, this was the 80s. This wasn't now, where people would have been like, oh, get this motherfucker out of here. Quickly. CNN will cut you off just for having an opinion they don't like. Back then, like, you could say any fucking thing for a while and they'll just keep it going because, oh, this is great fucking TV. You don't believe me? Like, back when Rosie O'Donnell was on The View and she was arguing with, what the fuck is her name? Elizabeth Hasselbeck? What was her name? They kept that shit going for, I forgot how long it was, but it was a long fucking time. And they could have cut to commercial then. There's some train wrecks that people love watching. And people will exploit that shit.
Until the cops came for questioning.
What do you get?
I don't think so.
When you cross a mentally ill...
Oh, let's see what problem he has with this.
...owner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash.
He becomes president?
Isn't it beautiful?
What the fuck? It sounds like to me you're in support of President Trump right there. What the fuck was that?
That abandons him.
Long ago, and Arthur escorted out by
That's
security.
a weird joke, Jeremy.
Detained until the cops came for questioning.
What do you get?
I don't think so.
When you cross a mentally ill owner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash.
He becomes president?
Yeah. Are you in support of Donald Trump or against him? Like, what was that? That was not a good joke. If that was supposed to be like an anti-Trump joke, that was terrible. If it was a pro-Trump joke, it's still terrible because there's no indication that he's, well, I can't really necessarily say that, but like he has, well, yeah, because he has been shit talked plenty. Like when he was like running and people, or when he announced he was gonna run, people were shitting on him all the fucking time. So Jeremy, what? I know you're not pro-Trump. Please don't tell me that. For shame, Jeremy.
Isn't it beautiful?
This ambulance is being driven by one of the insane clown posse, and it's going to be the ex machina Joker needs to get out of this. But again, I ask, because I've seen these out-of-nowhere vehicles hitting another car across an intersection scene so many times. How did this ambulance know a cop car was coming, and how did it time the wreck?
Maybe it just fucking ran into it. Because they just wanted to run into something. Or they just weren't following the rules of the road. There's a fucking riot going on right now. Excuse me. And maybe he stole the ambulance because, or if he was following their car, he could have stole the ambulance because that maybe the ambulance was for Murray, and then they stole it under the ambulance worker's nose. Who knows? But like I interpret this as, yeah, they were just driving around joyriding during the riot, and then they just happened to crash into them. It happens, Jeremy. Freak accidents on the road happen.
correct just right? Or is this some kind of completely random happenstance in a world of chaos and it just so happens to free Joker? Wait.
Second one.
You're telling me Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered? So here's the end of this movie. It's pretty good, I guess. Would any of you have watched this movie if it wasn't called Joker? My guess is that you wouldn't. So I guess the next thing this movie. It's pretty good, I guess. Would any of you have watched this movie?
And how was that a criticism?
If it wasn't called Joker? My guess is that you wouldn't.
You wouldn't have saw a movie if it wasn't called Joker. It has Joaquin Phoenix in it, giving a great performance. The trailer was like, if it was called just Arthur, and it came out with the same trailer it did, everyone would have went to go see it. You're so full of fucking shit. If it was the exact same movie and just called Arthur, and it released the same trailer that they did, everyone still would have gone to see it. Shut the fuck up. If it wasn't called, if it wasn't called Joker, are we just talking about the title? Or are we talking about all the DC lore and all that shit? What are we talking about here? Are we just talking about the title or all the DC lore if it wasn't associated with the Joker? Learn how to write your fucking videos. Because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because if we're talking about just the title, everyone still would have gone to see this movie. Everyone still would have gone to see it. The fuck is wrong with you?
So I guess the next thing that an independent production that has no chance in hell of getting an audience needs to do is somehow tie it into a Thanos origin story.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Warner Brothers. Like such an indie... such an indie studio. James Moore said, the movie has Phoenix, Robert De Niro. Of course people would have seen it. Yeah, he's, like I said, Jeremy's an idiot. He's very stupid.
A guy driving around LA traffic all day yelling, I wish only half these people existed. The end. Jesus Christ Joker car. Movie goes all Newhart at the end, showing him in therapy and suggesting maybe none of what we saw was real. Jesus. How long was he standing in that interview with Lady from Magnolia's Blood to be able to make multiple perfect bloody shoe prints on the floor? That must have been a lot.
Those fucking footprints are not perfect. What are you looking at? This, that. He made hold on, let me go back. I didn't see the whole thing.
Guy driving around LA traffic all day yelling, I wish only half these people existed. The end. Jesus Christ Joker car. Movie goes all Newhart at the end, showing him in therapy and suggesting maybe none of what we saw was real. Jesus. How long was he standing in that interview with Lady from Magnolia's Blood to be able to make multiple perfect bloody shoe prints on the floor?
That must have been multiple perfect bloody shoe prints.
Been a lot of blood.
Yeah, people have a lot of blood. Human beings have a lot of blood in the human body, Jeremy. And knowing how crazy Arthur is, yeah, he probably stood in that shit for a while. Probably watched her die, maybe. But like I said, it's just another stupid gripe. Like, what the fuck? Really? Bloody footprints? That's all. Like, this movie's trash. Bloody footprints. Just garbage. It's trash. I can't fuck with this movie anymore. Oh, I'm not even gonna watch the end. Like, he does like little crack vids at the end of his videos, but I'm not even gonna stick around for that shit. Okay. So, in conclusion, this review is utter This CinemaSins video is utter garbage. I used to like CinemaSins back in the day because his videos used to be short and sweet, like no longer than 10 minutes. But like, oh god, he's terrible. This is terrible. Every time someone tries to criticize this movie, it always comes out the same. Just idiocy. Just pure, like they didn't even watch the goddamn thing. Oh god. I have no clue. Oh my god. I hope they cover this on EFAP or like anyone from the EFAP family covers this. I've already done it. I'm done. Oh god. But my throat hurts. like inside of my it's throbs. It's not like scratchy. It's like my throat, like someone punched the inside of my throat. That's how bad this video is. Oh. Hang on, let me find these super chats. I want to read you guys' super chats before I break out. But I gotta find them first. I don't like showing my browser too much. What the fuck? Okay, see all these bitches. Let's see it. Okay. Alright, we're gonna read off these super chats right now. James Moore, $5 super chat. What is up, all my Ewoks? What is up, James Moore? And thank you for the super chat. Overlord Chaos, $30 super chat. Well, $30 Ewu super chat. Hey, Jay Longbone, where's my Bat Cringe new episode? It's coming. It might be out tomorrow. I have to get back on it once the stream is over with. I just wanted to get this. I wanted to do this stream today. I was going to do it last night, but it was way too late. People were going to sleep. And it's like, I wasn't going to get any fun. No one was going to watch my shit that late, so. Osmium? Yeah, Osmium. Hi, $5 super chat. Hiya, boo. Just got off my shift at my base and am headed back to the barracks. Needed to see the funniest gal on the internet for some giggles. Aw, thank you, Osmium. Stark Mad 91, $5 super chat. I'm too Puerto Rican for super chats. Thank you, Stark Mad 91. Q Brother Soul Star, $2 super chat. Is not missing the point. It's ignoring the points. Yeah, that's I think that's Jeremy's MO. Like I don't know. I've never seen someone so, like I said, so fucking dumb. And who just ignores, and just refuses to think. REB, $10 super chat. Non-SJWs like the movie, thus SJWs are obligated to hate it. If the opposite had happened and average people hated it, then the same critics would be worshiping it as the second Christ. Yeah, it seems like they're just becoming more and more, what's the word? Oh my god. Contrarian, right. Whenever there's a movie out that doesn't have identity politics, they hate. Whenever there's a movie out that does have identity politics, they fucking love it. You know, it's just the same old shit. Jade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. $5 super chat. 90% of the things you deconstruct is privileged white people shit. Avery Jack Black, $2 super chat. No message, but thank you for the super chat, Avery Jack Black. Red Rose Spark, $4.99 super chat. As for an update, I'm doing a lot better than how I was the last time. Screw him. Keep on streaming. Oh, thank you, and good luck. Good luck to you, sweetheart. I'm glad you're doing much better. Charsh, $3.92 super chat. Oh my god, I got it all fucked up. Charsh, $3.92, $4.20 super chat. He mentioned small PP, now dildo. Just pointing out. Thank you, Charsh. Alex Lee, $2 super chat. Common sense. Where can I get that? Graph Zero, $2 super chat. Jeremy, neuron and brain fires off. Sending. Jocelyn, $2 super chat. Hey, glad to catch the stream. I'm glad you're here, Jocelyn. Mahler, of course. 10-pound super chat. Hey guys, Mooper here. Lauren, get this. I already read this, but I want to read it again because I love Mahler. Hey guys, Mooper here. Lauren, let this man have his awful opinions, you bigot. like I said, he's just so dumb. I can't bring myself to let him have it. Nightamok, I think. £2, another £2 super chat. Personality be kind of vibing. If that's about me, thank you. Graph Zero, $2 super chat. Send their ass to a place with lots of stairs. Yeah, this must have been when I said to send people who hate Joker to a disenfranchised neighborhood to live for a few years. Yeah, please. Send their... Yeah, because a lot of them don't have a lot of muscle mass, you can tell. T.S. Dacia, I think? Sorry if I'm butchering that. $2 super chat. Can you please review Lion King 2019? I don't know. Because I saw that YMS was doing it already, and I'd rather just watch his instead of make my own. Because you know he's going to be in detail, like to the very last detail. And if I do one for myself, I'm just going to feel like it's so inadequate. Like, oh, fuck. Mine isn't as good as YMS. I can't help it. I love YMS's reviews, you know? It's not like I compare myself to his stuff. It's just like, oh, why do it when you got the perfect fucking review right here? But whatever. Let's move on. Stacy Barrera, $2 super chat. Buy yourself something nice, toots. Thank you. Lego Lad Playtwell, $5 super chat. Hello from the past. I stopped watching CinemaSins years ago and do not miss him at all. Pro tip: the J, L, and K keys go back, forward 10 seconds and pause. Oh, okay. Well, actually, like I've noticed that like the little arrows next to the N and the M, you can like do like a frame by frame thing with the YouTube player. So I have to remember that shit. I'm so acclimated to my mouse that I can't. I rarely ever use the keyboard. But thanks for the tip though. Oh shit. The Hills, $5 super chat. Keep up the good work, Jay. Might have to catch this after it goes live. Thank you, and sorry you couldn't make it live, but like I said, they're always going to be available in my streams. In my streams category on my page. So, Robot Police, $10 super chat. Lamau, baby doll, I love you. XD, you keep it real and keep it funny as fuck. Keep doing your thing, hun. Much love from Houston, Texas. Yeehaw! I love how you had to be a stereotype at the end. Oh, thank you. You're a doll. You're a doll. Avery Jack Black, another super chat, 149, and it's just a unicorn. It's a pretty unicorn. James Baja, $5 super chat. What happens in Clowntown stays in Clowntown. Love your streams. Thank you. Jolly Grapefruit, $5 super chat. I want to fall into your Lego titties. Okay. Are you saying my tits are square? What the hell? Thank you, Jolly Grapefruit. Taylor Ramirez, $5 super chat. Carl reads that Arthur was abused by his mom, and that's what files are about. He knows that Arthur is not all there, and it implies C is lying about paperwork. Lying about sure. I don't know. I have to think about that some more. Oh, God. I'm just so slow when I do streams. Oh, shit. Graph Zero, $5 super chat. CinemaSins, how does Jay Longbone? He's insane! But it's like every time, there's sometimes where that's a completely valid explanation. I didn't say that a lot. I just said that a couple times. But thank you for the super chat. Oh my God. I'm gonna butcher this. Guanglai Kangji, age 15. I think that's how it is. I think that's how it goes. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. $5 super chat. Reminder, this video has over 52k likes with only 11k dislikes. Yeah, like I said, he's got his fan base. He's got millions of subscribers, so of course it's gonna look one-sided right now. But as soon as people start watching it, people who aren't subscribed to him, it's gonna go. Those dislikes are gonna go way up. Anyway, yeah, Christy R, $9.99 super chat. A kissy blowy emoji. Thank you. Lyric the Sorcerer, $5 super chat. Yo, someone start a channel where you absolve CinemaSins lame sins with cinema prayers. That kind of already exists. Cinema Wins, I think it's called. I used to like kind of turn my nose up at their channel because I was like, oh really? Because I had just found out about it after CinemaSins had that drama with that director, and I was just like, really? Y'all just can't stand that CinemaSins exists. You gotta have a Cinema Wins channel. I used to turn my nose up at that, but not anymore. Like I said, I've slowly gotten away from CinemaSins. I don't even watch their shit anymore, so I don't know why I'm even subscribed to them. But anyway, Martial Arts, $1.99 super chat. Tell my brother to stop hating Jews for no reason. Stop hating Jews for no reason. The fuck? James Moore, $5 super chat. Listen, I may be retarded, but at least I'm not this damn bad. We should look at his comment section. Oh God. I don't want to do that. I might look at it just for ha-has. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna look at his comment section. Let's take a peek. I might have to zoom in. Hang on. Zoom, bitch. Okay, you guys should be able to read that. Okay. Damn it! Okay, yeah, okay. I just... Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta back up a little bit. That's a little too much. Alright, you guys should be able to read that. Might need a little squinting, but you can read that. Okay, let's look at these comments. I just saw a negative one. Okay. I don't know if it's been answered yet, but here you go. Grew up in NYC, and that cage is for the mail carrier. They're going into a private building, and who knows what's in there. So they would lock it behind them to be able to... Oh my god, damn it! I can't see the rest of the fucking comment! Hey, let me back up a little bit more. Let me see... I think he's... Oh, wait. And who knows what's in there, so they'd be able to lock it behind them to be able to put packages away safely. Okay. So basically, someone from New York said his ass straight in the first comment. Brooklyn, sue! Oh, but look at this idiot. The U.S. is such a dangerous shithole where people live in constant fear. I'm glad I live in a normal country. Fuck off. Oh, Nero, someone responded to him and said, good to know. Thanks for adding to the conversation. Oh, Paul Oslots. What the fuck? They need assault rifles for home defense. Never seen a yank at a home defense seminar, but plenty of gun ranges. They love guns. What's your point there? I love how that's always like a criticism or like some kind of snide comment at you. Like, you just love guns. Yeah. Just like a lot of people love anime pillows, love being furries, love comic book movies. What's your fucking point, honestly? Do you have a point? No sin for the Waynes being out downtown during riot season with no bodyguards. Even just leaving the theater was dumb when you can see what's going on outside. It's dumb for them to go outside during any time of the year in Gotham without fucking security. That day was no fucking different than any other day. Now, oh wait, look at these. Let me see the replies first before I run off at the mouth. Thomas Wayne is an objectivist icon who needed no protection because by the virtue of his own existence, as is the case with most libertarians, no harm can come with the... What? Someone can't go 5 minutes without mentioning libertarians. Oh, Aco Sparati. At Aco, like this part, John Goat is responding to that person. You do know that someone shot and killed John Lennon in 1980. All famous people need bodyguards, especially if they're going to go through alleys and back streets. But it's like, you just proved yourself wrong right there. Like, you just kind of like poked a hole. Like, John Lennon was shot. Yeah, he's also a famous celebrity who got shot despite having enough money or being famous enough to have bodyguards. Hello? You didn't fucking realize how you fucked your own argument? Okay, and Echo Sporati responds again. Like, if you invoke Lenin, then you remember that he met him earlier in the day, hounding him for an autograph. Reagan's assassin also got pretty close to him in 1981, despite having bodyguards. Yet, and I stand by it, Thomas Wayne is most of his comic book iterations lived his life as, this will never happen to me. Heck, some adaptations had him in the Owl Society exactly for the reason to conspire and condemn the city for its perceived inherent sins. I don't know. I think I'll just take this guy's word for it. But like he said, there have been plenty of high-profile people who have been shot despite having bodyguards. You can't just be, oh, what about the bodyguards? Like, he could have been shot either way. And this person, okay. Andrew Wang. The staircase motif serves to illustrate Arthur's mental state. Throughout the film, he walks up to his home and anchor to humanity, his mother, and his place within the system, a lowly and hungry spectator of the rich people's show. He does so grudgingly and tiredly, representing his endless and horrible battle against his mental illness. By the end of the film, he has a joyful descent into the relief. Oh God, I gotta zoom out again. Hang on. Into the relief that is insanity. The world finally bright as he goes off to end the upper class's time in the spotlight. Whatever. I don't think he was up against the upper middle class or whatever, but still, yeah. It's about his like descent into madness, and like it's also about basically his life, how he has to always just trudging up those fucking steps, like it just like it signifies his life. There's always like just trekking, like it's like some shit like it's like some shit like some trek in the desert, like some comparison to be made. I fucking forgot, damn it. Hypothesis Carnival. Joy and laughter in every town where it's celebrated, and booze in Germany begins on the 11th of November at exactly 11 o'clock. Perhaps that's the reason why. 10,000 subscribers with no video challenge. The stores, even in 2020, will hire someone to stand at the road waving a store closing sign. It's a thing. Oh, this unfunny motherfucker. Super Rats. Oh my God, Master Splinter was in the Joker. Yeah, hilarious. You've been learning your humor from Jeremy, I see. Oh my God, this motherfucker came up with a better joke than Jeremy. 41 to 4, like the part where he said Arthur was stalking the chick, and I forgot what Jeremy's joke was, but it was probably lame as hell. But this dude said it's stalking Phoenix, like Walking Phoenix. So much better. You think he blocks people who come up with better jokes than him? The makers can handwave all sins with unreliable narrator. Shut the oh, God. People give you fucking clear explanations about why people's gripes don't make any fucking sense, and it barely has anything to do with Arthur's mental state, except for the shit that might not be real. Oh, Andrew Koser, whatever, brings up Gary Glitter in this video after talking about Rosemary's Baby in the last. Ding! Rosemary's Baby, by the way, was directed by oh my God, Roman Polanski. Okay, I had to wave that name into my brain. B-Man the Champ. Is that a reference to 1960s Joker? 1960s Batman Joker, who was played by a guy in his 60s? Fuck it. Oh, vintage drug rug. Yeah, this one was a stretch on every level. True that. Pop Skip T. The critics didn't seem to dig it. Sure, it only won 51 awards and 150 nominations, including 11 for the Oscars, after grossing over $1 billion worldwide. A piss poor attempt, Todd. Try making a decent film next time. Pop Skip T, you the GOAT, nigga. Fun fact, smells nice. Fun fact, he says, fun fact, the Joker was meant to look feeble and weak, but has been portrayed as agile and unpredictable. That should explain how he can pull off some of those struggle scenes. Exactly! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Gary King says, remember when the media was begging for someone to shoot up a theater showing this movie and nothing happened? Oh my god, Zob, I guess that's what his name is. 20 cents for stupid people who like the movie too much dancing on real life stairs. You're sending the movie, not the people, just saying. Thank you! In a CinemaSins video, you can see someone with common sense. Every now and then. Rhino Sorefish says, would have watched it regardless of the Joker's name. Yes, it's like Taxi Driver. I like that movie. I like Falling Down as well. A movie about how fragile the balance of society is usually pretty entertaining. Yep. James Lewis says, you're sending positive things here, and it's weird. Okay, who replied to this? Tyranitar series. CinemaSins says, poisoned online film discourse, and now we're at the point where movies are being built around these annoying ass nitpicks. That kind of sucks. I mean, I don't really think that CinemaSins is ruining film criticism. I think you're giving him way too much credit. Oh wait, Stacey Barrera said, your wish upon thumbnail is probably my favorite thumbnail ever. Thank you. Sometimes I try really hard on thumbnails, and sometimes I don't try at all, and it's just like a fucking... You don't know what kind of quality you're going to get with these thumbnails. Like the one for this fucking stream. It's terrible. I have to redo it. That and the thumbnail for my other Batwoman reaction, I just have to redo those. They're just terrible. Anyway. But thank you. Like, that one I just like took a screen cap from when I was reviewing, and I just fucked around with it. But thank you. Thank you. I'm glad... Oh, excuse me. I'm glad you liked it, because I barely did anything with it. Gabriel Burns, everything wrong with Joker. Literally nothing. I wouldn't say nothing. There's a couple things wrong. They're just so immaterial that it just doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't really affect the movie's quality at all. Anthony Hacks, here's a sin for you. Why are the Wayans going to the theater in the middle of a clown riot? Oh, when did that shit start? But I think it's like the rich people thing. It's like, do we really care? Do we really, like, I don't think this is going to affect us, da-da-da. And plus, the riot probably wasn't that bad at all when they went to the theater. Because you're comparing them going to the theater when the riot first started in another area to when it escalated and when it escalated and moved to another area. And besides, you don't know when they're leaving, at what point in the performance they're leaving the theater. They could have left they could have just gotten there and they could have gotten there like a half an hour earlier before the riot moved to that area and had to leave early because it was escalating. You don't know. But anyway. Thetty Burger, I think. 1249. The entire purpose of that scene was to call the truth of the rest of the movie into question. There's a few other moments in the movie where Arthur has vivid hallucinations of things happening that are very clearly hallucinations. This scene was put into the movie to show that he's far crazier than we've been led to believe at this point. Oh, yeah. And what scene was that?
What are you doing in here?
Okay. Talking about that one. Oh shit, where did I leave off at? Oh, okay, there we go. And Mr. Unknown, he gives like a banger response to this. Movie was stupid. And then, let me just read the whole thing. And then Ruger says, good point. And then Big Schmood says, oh god, Mr. Unknown, like, no, your mind is too underdeveloped to understand. I wouldn't go that far. Well, maybe I would. I don't know. And then Erebos GR says to Big Schmood, or Big Schmood says, or maybe your underdeveloped mind is easily impressed. Yeah, like, all the hatred behind Joker, it's just a way for people to feel fucking superior because they don't like a movie that everyone else likes. Like, Jesus Christ. Get over yourself. Maury Jin the God. Jeremy, I'm gonna send the Joker movie. And the Birdman enters the chat. I think I've heard it. I think I saw one of his videos criticizing one of his in the recommended section. CNN, this movie will cause mass shootings. Joker fans dancing on stairs. Oh, shit. Thank God there was no water in that cup. Oh, wait, what? Zoe Badass, whatever. CinemaSins Facebook, me laughing so hard my stomach hurt. Oh my God, really? It's like flinging keys in front of a baby's face. 5 feet 12. Yeah, that's a 5-round revolver. I caught that when I saw it in theater. In the theater, sorry. The .38 revolver, which is the gun Arthur was given, can hold anywhere between 5 and 8 bullets, and Arthur fires 8 bullets. Alright, so I think, I forgot who pointed, I think it might have been James Moore who pointed out in chat that, possibly Arthur's gun had 8 chambers. And this guy is also saying that gun might have held 8 chambers, so, And like I said, it didn't fire 7 or 9. It fired exactly 8. So, yeah. I think it was like an 8-chamber gun. David Smith, that's just New York. Garbage is lined up everywhere. I lived in Queens for 2 years, and this is the norm. Yeah, even Noel Miller, like he was talking about his time in New York when they were touring, and he said they just put trash on the fucking sidewalk. Even now. They just line fucking streets with fucking, they just line up sidewalks with trash. They don't give a shit. That's why there is a rat problem, because of all the fucking trash in Joker. So yeah, Jeremy is just so dumb. It's so stupid. I'm surprised he hasn't fucking disabled the comments by now. Fun fact, people who claim this movie will inspire mass shootings and corrupt society got upset that none of this shit happened months after the release. True that. That's like my oncologist wondering why none of the 5 emetics they gave me worked. Ebrick Studio, CinemaSins, I'm not afraid of you, and the hundreds of thousands of people who love this movie. You shall die braver than most. I think it's millions of people who like this movie. It ain't just hundreds of thousands, but whatever. Henry, the part where he kills the guys in the subway, he reloads when leaving the train. Pretty sure at least since he fumbled around with the revolver. Oh, shit. Did he fucking reload? Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that again. Even if he didn't reload. Don't you mean did reload? It never shows how many rounds the revolver... Oh, wait. Even if he didn't reload, it doesn't show how many rounds the revolver has. And some revolvers can carry from 5 to 10 rounds at a time. Okay. The gun he uses is a Smith & Wesson Model 36 with a .38 special. It only carries 6. He shot 8 to show he's imagining everything. It's just many examples are shown. Makes sense. Oh, Misiko, I think. The gun can hold 5. The guy who gave it to him said 8. The bag had like 12 extra, hard to see, so he got quite a lot of bullets. Scott Mantooth. 7 meds not working. Here, have some more. We've got these free samples. I'm not quite sure what they do, but hey, they are free and have so many of them. They're bound to do something really interesting. Again, like I said, some fucking people just give. Like, if one medication doesn't work, they prescribe another one. If another doesn't work, they prescribe another one, because sometimes people's illnesses, like, it's not a one, like I said, it's not a one size fit all thing. Sometimes you gotta, like, okay, let's just try it till we get it right. Nothing in this scene is actually happening in this scene. Might in fact be my favorite sin of all time. I don't know what context that is. And then Took X says, except it's not a sin of the movie. Okay. I have no idea. This interaction I can't understand worth a damn. Cinema Sins. All the clocks being at 11:11. Also Cinema Sins. Sins one clock not being at 11:11. Yeah, just completely inconsistent. And then some other... Okay, there we go. Okay, we back. We doing it. We're back so I can tell y'all that I have to go. Okay, guys. You guys are back. And I gotta head out. Let me head out before the fucking connection stops again. Yeah, thanks for watching. That's all I'm gonna have to do for now, because like I said, I have to get back on my newest Batwoman reaction. I want to get that out to you guys before next week. Before next week hits. So, and like I said, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for suffering through this cringe. Good night. You guys have a nice whatever the fuck you're gonna be doing tomorrow or later tonight. I'm gonna go settle down and ice my throat, because oh my god, this shit killed me. So goodbye. I'll see you guys next time when I see you.